Good morning, folks. My name is Brian Baker, Rail Logistics Manager at PFL. We hope that everyone had a great weekend. The Dow closed lower on Friday of last week, down 179.86 points and down 443.95 points week over week. The S&P 500 closed lower on Friday of last week, down 34.62 points and down 55.78 points week over week. The Nasdaq closed lower on Friday of last week, down 224.50 points and down 381.18 points week over week. In overnight trading, Dow futures traded lower and are expected to open down this morning, minus 583 points. Oil surged on Friday, ending the week at multi-year highs as Russia's invasion of Ukraine intensified and oil buyers shunned barrels from the world's second largest exporter of crude. West Texas Intermediate crude closed up $7.33 on Friday of last week to settle at $115 per barrel, up 23.05 per barrel week over week. U.S. commercial crude oil inventories decreased by 2.6 million barrels week over week. U.S. crude oil inventories are 12% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Total motor gasoline inventories decreased by 500,000 barrels week over week and are 1% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Distillate fuel inventories decreased by 600,000 barrels week over week and are 16% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane-propylene inventories decreased by 800,000 barrels week over week and are 20% below the 5-year average for this time of year. Propane prices moved higher week over week, closing at $1.30 per gallon, up 2 cents per gallon and up 34 cents per gallon year over year. Oil is higher in overnight trading and WTI is poised to open up $6.69 per barrel from Friday's close. Total North American rail volumes were down 2.8% year over year in week 8, resulting in quarter-to-date volumes that are down 4% year over year. 8 of the AAR's 11 major traffic categories posted year-over-year declines, with the largest decrease coming from intermodal down 5.5%, grain down 11.9%, and motor vehicles and parts were down 14.4%. The largest increase came from coal, up 11.2%. North American rig count is down by 7 rigs week over week. U.S. rig count was flat week over week and up 247 rigs year over year. The U.S. currently has 650 active rigs. Canada's rig count was down by 7 rigs week over week and up 76 rigs year over year. And Canada's overall rig count is 217 active rigs. Overall, year over year, we are up 323 rigs. International rig count, which is published monthly, is down by 28 rigs month over month, but up 112 rigs year over year. Internationally, there are 813 active rigs. We are watching a few things out there, folks. Workers at CP Rail vote to strike starting on March 16th. Some 3,000 workers at Canadian Pacific Railway have voted to strike beginning on March 16th. According to their union, the potential labor disruption at one of Canada's largest railways threatens to upend global supplies of fertilizer just as farmers need nutrients to plant spring crops. Canada, along with Russia and Belarus, is one of the main sources for the world's potash, a commonly used fertilizer that contains potassium. A potential work stoppage comes amid concerns of shortfalls in supplies amid Russia's invasion of Ukraine and economic sanctions on both Russia and its ally Belarus. Management at CP Rail has offered wage increases for a 2-year collective agreement and agreed to 20 union demands. However, the union is not satisfied with the proposals and concessions from management and has now voted in favor of a work stoppage. Shipping disruptions across Canada could drive up prices of lumber and other commodities, which are already at all-time highs, and putting strains on businesses and consumers. Lumber futures in Chicago immediately traded higher on the back of the news to multi-week highs. The reading of PFL's rail report today is an absolute must. Not only do we dive into more detail as discussed in today's podcast, we also summarize the latest petroleum by rail numbers, talk about refinery runs, overall petroleum import and export numbers, and dive into the latest U.S. employment situation. New unemployment numbers are out. Also this week, issue concentrates on the country's key economic indicators, including GDP, Purchasing Managers Index, industrial output, and capacity utilization, consumer confidence, and consumer spending. Bottom line, a lot of great information and a lot of fancy graphs. We hope that you enjoy reading PFL's Rail Report today. We do it all for you folks. PFL has been extremely active in railcar storage, return on lease strategy, subleasing, mobile repair, and flaring, and cleaning. Make sure to check out our just posted reports at pflpetroleum.com or call PFL to troubleshoot any questions or concerns you may have at 239-390-2885.